the legendary Valentina Shevchenko. Hello, Valentina. How are you?
Hello, Ariel. Good to see you. Good to speak to you.
Oh, it is always a pleasure. It's always an honor. Thank you so much for the time. We finally see you back. It's been a while. Very excited to have you back. Why, could I ask you, has it been so long since your last fight? It's been 8 or so months, 9 or so months since your last fight. How come you took this extended break?
I actually yes, I spent good time after the fight. My sister fought first in July. I helped her. She had amazing fight and good victory, like very beautiful fight, technical fight. So then we spent whole summer, the rest of summer, on the boat in like Washington State, like riding Puget Sound all over. And after that, we traveled to Kyrgyzstan. We spent time with the family, visited my friends' family. And for training and for this fight, we traveled to Japan and had amazing 1 month trainings in Japan, training with amazing sparring partners. Also, uh, culture and tradition of this beautiful country, Japan.
Yes, I saw you with the sumo wrestlers. Incredible scenes I saw on your social media. Did you actually try it as well, the sumo wrestling?
I will not risk my health for this.
Yes.
But I want to say because everyone knows sumo, but no one knows too much about sumo. And we had amazing opportunity to see it like training, real training from inside. After the training, they invite us to have lunch with them. It was kind of like the best sumo wrestlers of the Japan, and they just show how they live. It's like a building of 3 floors. On the first floor, this is like a training gym, what I posted into the gym. And on the second and third, it's like a dormitory where they live actually, and where they eat, the kitchen, and when they prepare. And this sport where the tradition and culture they stay like as it was. It's very unique style because while we were eating, we are guests, and it's like respect the younger students. They're all kind of like not younger students. They are already there has place in the sport, but comparing to other like stars, they are still kind of like a little bit here ranking. And they were staying behind us and waiting for, I don't know, 40 minutes, 1 hour, just to like, if we need some water, they bring some water. If we need more rice, they bring some rice. Just like this culture of like giving this attention to the guest. And it was amazing. And we are speaking about professional sumo wrestler. There is amateur sumo wrestlers where everyone can compete. It doesn't mean the guys have to be super heavyweight. It can be like girls, it can be boys. Even I knew a girl, she dedicated 10 years participating in sumo, and
Wow.
she is actually strawweight.
Wow.
She's very tiny, very beautiful Japanese girl, very nice looking, and she did for 10 years sumo. So it's kind of like amateur, where the college and the university they do it, and of course the superstars, it's professional sumo wrestlers.
And why did you choose to train in Japan for this fight?
Because Japan, it was on my list for a long time. I was reading so much about Japan. I wanted to travel and visit Japan. In my youth, I competed like so many different sports, Japanese sports, like for example karate. I competed in Kyokushinkai, in Sudoru, in judo, and it's every time was very interesting to see how the country is inside. And it's kind of like this visa issue with something like prepare the travel every time was kind of like a little bit work. And especially here in United States, you have to travel to, I don't know, is it New York, where's the embassy, or San Francisco? Yeah, it's still kind of like travel visa. And in Kyrgyzstan, it was everything right there. And plus one of my training partners, he's Japanese who born in here in United States. He's actually from Seattle, and he was in my Singapore fight. He was my corner, Thailand, and he traveled to Japan. So he now living there, study language and training there. And we said like, okay, this is a great opportunity. And we went to the embassy, received visa, and we traveled for the fighting camp.
Wow. Looks like a great experience. And now we're very happy to have you back. And I'm wondering, was there ever any talk, at least as far as you are concerned, about doing the rematch with Talia Santos right away, that this fight would have been that? Was there ever any talk of that?
To me, no one like approached directly and say about like let's do this fight straight away. It was two names that was brought up to me. It was Manon Ferrot and Alexa Grasso. And first it was Manon, but then I had news that she got injured and she had like surgery, and then it was Alexa.
How do you feel about what Alexa has done recently? Do you feel impressed? Are you impressed by what she has done recently? She has improved a lot, but I'm wondering what you think of what she's done.
I think Alexa, she's a very good fighter, and she did like a very good job and during the last years and what she did and her lifestyle, her like way of training. It's come from family training, like, and it's like spending a lot of time doing that, and I very respect that. And yeah, definitely, she's a complete MMA fighter, and she has a background of striking, but in this level of competition you just cannot be just striker. You have to like have all knowledge. So I know I gonna face like complete MMA fighter who's gonna like do everything. MMA, who's gonna fight MMA. That's why I'm ready for this fight. I will do my best. I prepare as good as I have to prepare for this fight, and I have like everything what I need for the victory. And no matter how good she is, I will be better always.
You're always very confident. You're unflappable. But I'm wondering if, considering how the last fight went and the talk afterwards, if Valentina Shevchenko, the greatest female flyweight of all time, the number one pound for pound fighter in the world right now, as far as women's MMA is concerned, and one of the 10 best fighters on the planet, as far as I'm concerned, if you have a massive chip on your shoulder to remind people just how good you are.
Oh, I don't. This is, I think, the most important. What people sometimes like they put too much charge on their shoulders, and they like going into the fight with all this heavy weight on top of them, and they kind of like cannot show the best of themselves, and they kind of like, oh my god, it doesn't go the way it's supposed to go. It doesn't go the way what picture was in my head. But this is doesn't matter at all. If you did everything in the fight to get the victory, doesn't matter how hard the fight was, how like difficult it was, but you did it. You did everything, and you inside yourself you feel satisfied. This is the most important, because leaving the octagon with the feeling you could do better, this is the worst feeling. But if you leave the octagon and said, I did all what I could, this is the best. And yeah, I definitely go inside the octagon to show the best of me, the best techniques, the best skills, the best Valentina, the best version of me. And this is what I do every single fight. No matter who's opponent in front of me, I do it every time. Yes, sometimes it's harder, sometimes it's easier, but this is the beauty of our sport.
Have you ever left the octagon or the cage or the ring and felt like you could have done more, like you felt disappointed in yourself? Has that ever happened? And if so, do you remember which fight?
I'm in martial arts already for 30 years.
Yeah.
And this year it's my also my anniversary. It's like we share
Yes, yes.
UC 30 years of UC, and 30 years I celebrate my anniversary being martial artist. And for this huge amount of years, definitely I had everything. And this is only why I'm saying things like this. It's only because I experienced what I had before. It was one of the like it was years ago,
Okay.
maybe 20 years ago. It was one of Muay Thai competition, and I won that fight. Yes, I won that fight, but I was like, so upset with me that I didn't do everything. I left and I was kind of like what was lazy a little bit, but I still won the fight. And yeah, but I actually felt kind of like, no, I could do better things. And since that, I every time going inside the octagon with that feeling, this hunger feeling to like leave my heart, last breathe over there, but do everything.
You know, it's so interesting. I feel like for the longest time, every time we speak, I always ask you about 135, about Amanda. Now, Valentina, I don't really have any interest in that anymore. And I wonder what you think about this statement. I said it last week on the show. I think right now the most interesting weight class in women's MMA is 125, especially in the UFC. And for the longest time, it felt like it was you and then everyone else was down here. But now, compared to 135, 145, 115, I feel like there's now actual, interesting names at 125 for the first time in a long time. Alexa Grasso, Erin Blanchfield, Manon Fiorot. Let's see about Tatiana Suarez. I feel like now we have an interesting weight class for the first time in a long time, which speaks to how long you've been at the top of your game and the weight class for so long. Do you agree with me that the most interesting weight class is 125 and the most interesting fights for you are now at 125?
Oh my God, Ariel, I'm happy to hear that because I was telling it for like, I don't know how many years already.
Yes. Now it's
You know
here.
what? It's not now. It's actually not now. It's
Okay.
not just now. It was always like that. But it took time for people to realize that because it's when something new appears, it takes time for people to actually believe in it and start to, yeah, this is the thing how it is. I say it from the first time, but no one is like, oh no, it's still 135 and still 115 because they already had this time, and people kind of like fans, they used to see their stars of this weight class, and something new people see kind of like, oh my God. And it has to pass a little bit time for them to feel kind of like, okay, I used to see it, now I believe it, right? So, but it was always like that. When I competed first fight, you cannot say it was what less interesting. Joanna Jacek and Valentina Shevchenko, it was the same great fight, very interesting between two like amazing fighters. So yeah, every time like Jessica, she had amazing career. Caitlin Chukagian, Jessica Andrade, even like all fighters who I fought with, competed for the title defense. They were amazing fighters, and it's not right now happening. It was before, but right now it's finally people starting to realize it.
What about this Erin Blanchfield? Did you watch her 2 weekends ago, and what did you think of her performance against Jessica Andrade, if you did?
Oh, she won. She won quite legit, but from other side, I don't really think Jessica Andrade. She even trained for that fight.
Yeah.
She was kind of like laying on the beach, like, and said like, "Opa, 1 week notice fight. Why not to
Sure.
gain some money and have some like amazing race again?" It doesn't affect her like too much her career.
Yeah.
I mean, lose this in this case, but like a couple thousand in the pocket, it's never hurts, right? That's why I think she took the fight without like any risk for her. And yeah, but was good fight, was amazing, everything. And yeah, I heard Erin, she talked about title fight right away, right next. But I think for the title fight, she's still green.
Wow. Okay. So how many more do you think she needs?
I don't know. It's up to her. I really focus not on her right
Sure.
now. I focus on Grasso.
She also has talked about you, about fighting you on the ground and how much better she is than you. Have you seen these comments from her?
It's so funny to see this young fighters like talk this confidently, and it's happened before. It's happening right now, and for me, I drove into myself this kind of picture because it's very like looks like her, and like all the fighters who speak like that, young fighters. It's like few months old puppy, right? Barking around, jumping with all ears up to the air, all happy because this puppy didn't have any struggle yet. It didn't have any like mature world, like adult world problems or something like that. But once they start to step into the real things, they kind of like, oh, feel the impact, and it's starting something like change in their head. It's something different. I didn't expect that. What's happening? I don't understand. And then they start to change their behavior. They start to change like everything. For me, she's like this little puppy right now. Yes, it's happened with Macy Barber the same. She was the same before. Now she speaks differently. Now she's another person. Now she's very careful with her words, and now she's very choosing what she's have to say about every single fighter. And now same things happening with Erin. So yeah, it will take time before she kind of like grew up a little bit, but for now, still this like barking and jumping around.
My God, Valentina, that is tremendous stuff. You don't get enough credit for your, I don't want to call it trash talk, but you're like a sniper out there in real life and when it comes to this stuff. The words that you use, right in the heart. At least for me, it's tremendous stuff. So well done. I know you don't do it in a calculated way, or you try, but it's that is incredible stuff. In other words, if I can maybe paraphrase what you said, everyone needs to calm down. You're still the best. You're not going anywhere. We're overrating some performances. You're going to show everyone on Saturday who the number one is. Is that essentially what you're telling us?
Ariel, I'm not trash talker.
No.
I'm not gonna say like bad things about the fighters, because I think that all single women, like all women who step into the octagon, they deserve this huge respect, because it's a lot of training, a lot of sacrifice. And I just want to say like bad stuff about them, because like even they are going into the gym every single day, this is already respectful.
Yes.
And I'm here. But when I hear something like wrong, it's not truth, I just say it's wrong. I won't be quiet. I won't say no, this is it. No, I say this is not, and this is not truth, and this is how it looks like. So everything what I say is like pure truth.
What about Tatiana Suarez? Did you see her on Saturday?
Sincerely, I'm very happy for Tatiana, because she has this huge like way and like all what she had last 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Since her injury, and like come back with a victory and continue journey in martial arts, because this is what she loves and brings her joy and happiness. And this is very, very good success for her. I'm very happy for her, and I wish her good luck, no injuries in the future, and continue her like journey in martial arts the same way as she is doing right now.
I know you're not looking past Alexa, but is there someone who you think it should be next for the title shot if all goes well on Saturday?
Not looking for passing
Yes.
Alexa. No, you know me, and I never will like speak on like next fight
Sure,
or
sure.
something like that before I do actually the step forward. So for all my focus, all my thoughts on this Saturday, and I'm ready for this fight as good as I can, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling the best shape of me for this fight Saturday, and I will do everything to win the fight.
Is there something in particular that, I don't want to say concerns you about Alexa, but you feel like you have to look out for? Obviously, she's known more for her striking than her ground game, but is there something that she does that you're like, okay, this is the thing. This is her bread and butter, as they say?
In this kind of, it's everything. It's everything that has to be taken for a concern. But in the same time, it's like if I will be in my best shape with all my sense like up, it's gonna be everything fine. Yeah, but it's MMA. You have to be ready for anything, and this is what we were preparing for last like 2 months. Yeah, be ready for everything.
Okay.
No matter what is the background of my opponents.
Sure. Two last things for you. Being on the same card as John Jones, first fight for him in 3 years. Does it feel like a little more special, or for you, are you so focused on the fight, it doesn't matter if it's at the Apex, if it's in Singapore, if it's John Jones, not like, do you care about any of that stuff?
Yeah, you are very right. I'm caring about my fight only.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I was asking like several questions about several fights who's gonna happen like months from here, 2 weeks from here, and I was like, "Oh my God, what are you saying? I don't know what's happening in the world."
Yes.
I am so focused for my fight, but I'm happy. I'm happy for John Jones. I'm happy for Sergey that they have this huge opportunity to show themselves for the world, their technique. And I know it's everyone speaking about John Jones, but yeah, he has a very amazing contender as well. So John Jones, he's like a great fighter, and I love his style, what he did like for the martial arts, and I think it's gonna be huge and beautiful main event.
And lastly, I think you went back home somewhere for the first time in 11 years. I saw you on a donkey. You were in like a big open field. Where was that you were at? It looked like somewhere very remote.
It was donkey. It was, but I think what you saw, it was Mongolian horse.
Wow.
Mongolian. Yes, it's a little bit different. It's
Okay.
it has more hair. It's like a horse, but it's more resistance. It's kind of like what take you like forever.
Wow.
And it was by the Issyk Lake. You know, in Kyrgyzstan, we have one of the most beautiful lakes, and it's not a small lake. It's about 100 miles length of the lake. It's a big lake surrounded of mountains. It has like all kind of nature around, and even like this like a desert, a little bit kindish desert style. And this is where I was riding the Mongolian horse.
Incredible. World-class traveler you are, world-class fighter, world-class person. So great to have you back. Looking forward to your return, Valentina. Thank you as always for the time, and good luck to you on Saturday. Can't wait for it.
Thank you so much, Ariel. Thank you.
Okay, there she is, the one and only Valentina Shevchenko. What a legend, and what an answer. Comparing Erin Blanchfield to a little puppy. I love that. That was tremendous stuff.